So today we're going to be making the Darksaber Hilt. The materials list is in the description box below. So start by cutting out the basic hilt shape from some cardboard, and I do have a free template for this. And you'll want to cut 4 or 5 of those depending on the width of your cardboard. And they should all just stack on top of each other. If you want to do the blade, take one of those pieces and trace around the hilt piece, and then you'll just draw out the blade and cut that out, and then you'll end up stacking the piece with the blade and the hilt as one. That'll be the middle one. You'll put 2 on each side of that to make it with the blade. But I chose to make it without the blade, so just hot glued all 4 of my pieces together. And then on the side, to cover up the corrugated part of the cardboard, just put some hot glue and run a strip of paper down it and go all the way around, and to give you a nice flat edge, the edge of your saber hilt. So then round out the corners on one side of a cardboard rectangle. It's about 3 inches long, and then you'll just trace your stack of saber hilts and then flip it on end and trace that part as well. And then you're going to cut out that rectangle where all the lines intersect. So using a utility knife or an X-Acto knife. And then just pop that out. And that should be able to fit snugly around the thinner part of the saber hilt. So bend the side of it up so it's evenly spaced. And then just round off the edges there as well once you've gotten the size right. And basically I just eyed this up so I don't have measurements. You just want to make it so it looks, accurate somewhat. Give it a really good firm bend so it'll stay at the angle. Then put a little bit of hot glue and slide it into place so it's right at the bottom of that slightly bigger part of the saber hilt. And the flap goes on the shorter side. So then take some strips of 2mm craft foam, and you'll take 6 of those and glue them one by one around the lower edge of the saber hilt. Then run a line of glue vertically and put another piece there on the thin edge of the hilt. And then take another piece and go around, but only starting at the very edge. And then run a thin piece along that edge. Do that to both sides. And then another thin piece spaced out from the other 2. Same thing, go around the one edge, come around on the other side. And then another thin piece to meet with the end of that one. So then take a rectangle of craft foam, cut the edges off at an angle, and then of course cut a rectangle out in the center. And you want to cut that so that that's just high enough to go around the front edge of that saber hilt, while leaving a little bit of space next to the other pieces. So then take a straw and use it to cut a circle out of some 5mm foam. Glue that in place as the button. And then take some holographic vinyl. I've used this on a couple different projects now. Lay out your pieces on some white paper. You want to make sure the paper is white, and then just cover it with a piece of scrap paper. And then here's that antique iron that everyone loves so much. Just iron your pieces down so that they stick to the white paper, and cut them all out. So here's a little holographic pieces to catch the light. Cut out a piece that fits on the top part of the lightsaber, and then cut 3 rectangular holes out of it, and glue 3 of those pieces of holographic vinyl into that so they catch the light. Then just glue that onto the saber so it looks like those pieces are glowing with light when they hit the light. Do that to both sides, of course. And then take a thin piece, run that vertically, and then another little piece to finish out the diagonal, and then a little rectangular piece to go around the front there, And then another rectangular piece to go around the upper half. And just take a pair of scissors and cut off the triangles that stick up, and then fill in any gaps as necessary with some more pieces of craft foam. So there's what it should look like when you've got all the foam on. So then give all the foam and the cardboard 3 coats of school glue, and then once those are dry, give it a coating of metallic black paint. And of course you want to make sure that you don't hit the holographic rectangles with the glue or the paint, as otherwise they won't catch the light. So then take a rectangle of 5mm foam. You're going to go all the way around it with some of that holographic vinyl, cutting all the pieces to size. You just leave the very bottom edge. You will leave that part blank and put some glue on it. And then glue it right to the top of the lightsaber. And of course that represents where the blade comes out. And so there's the entire lightsaber, and the retracted blade and the little rectangles on the side look like they are lit up when the light hits them. And since today is May 4th, may the 4th be with you.